Hey, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for the weekly track roundup. My thoughts on a bunch of songs that have dropped over the past week or so, whether I love them or hate them. They are linked down below, so you can check them out for yourself. Also down there, we have our Turntable Lab link. We get kickback from that. Check it out. Buy some vinyl, turntable, whatever. Also our Patreon page. Get some extra bonus monthly content while supporting this channel at the same time. Access to our Discord community as well. And also shout out to the good people over at The Ridge. Still making these awesome, nifty, metal-plated, minimalist wallets fitting nicely in that front pocket, real snug in there. Link down below, promo code MELON. That's all you got to know. All right, worst tracks of the week. We have a couple. We have a few. They are as follows, starting with this new one from MGK. He has decided to do a Frank Ocean cover outside of the, the liberties that he took with some of the lyrics on the track. Pretty much sounds like some emo trap karaoke of a perfectly good Frank Ocean song. Just really, doesn't really add too much to the cover meta, in my opinion, if you know what I'm saying. Just kind of a non-issue, non-point, non-nothing. All right, we also have a new one from Mario Judah, Afraid of Love, where he's decidedly not going in so much of like a metal trap direction with those big, again, like howling style vocals that he's known for. He's now doing more of an emo thing on this one, and I'm not really sure if that vocal style is as flattering for him. It's not a great vocal, not a great performance, not a great song. Just not feeling this one at all, sadly. We have a Kid Rock, We the People. Do you think Kid Rock is a constitutional originalist? Or do you think he's more of like a textualist or a constitutional pragmatist? Whatever Kid Rock's constitutional philosophy is, this song is piss and shit. My God, this is some of the worst rap, country, rock I have heard in my life. And on top of that, it's just like there's no tune to it. And the lyrics are just a bunch of basic, dumb, right-wing, anti-vax bullshit that you would catch on Twitter any given afternoon. So basic, boring Kid Rock is really like, run out of ideas at this point. All right, and we have Grimes, new one from Grimes, Shinigami Eyes. Sounds like a very basic club track from the 2000s with boring song, a boring vocal delivery, and so-so song. Just not really a standout track for Grimes at all. She used to have such a distinct sound back in the day, and I feel like with each new track, she's kind of losing more and more of that, honestly. And, Block Party, The Girls Are Fighting. This track's a mess. I don't know if Block Party could have come out with a more unappealing song in preparation for their new full-length LP. Like, the vocals are grating. The tune is kind of annoying as well. I suppose there is, a tight groove to it, but, man, Block Party is just really not what they used to be, sadly. All right, meh. Tracks that I was not blown away by, but still thought that they were worth pointing in your direction. You might like them more than me. You might enjoy them more than I do. They are as follows. We have a new one from the Weather Station over here, Endless Time. It's perfectly recorded and written, but performance-wise, I think this is one of the most uncharismatic piano ballads I've heard in a while. Not really feeling it, but I get that there are some, very moody and kind of basic songwriting elements that the track over here, Endless Time, does hit pretty decently. We have a new one from Vane FM, which kicks off with some awesome riffs, almost a little Converge-esque on the front end, but then it introduces these clean passages that really don't go over all that well. Even some vocals on the bridge that sound like something Corey Taylor would do on a Slipknot record. It's just kind of a mess of a track, in my opinion. All right, moving on from there, we have Meshuggah. new record on the way. Our first taste of it is the Abysmal Eye. There are elements I like about this track quite a bit. The grooves are quite nice, and the riffs, while they do have that kind of classic Meshuggah sound, aren't too, I guess, like... they're not trying too hard to be super technical or anything like that. It's enjoyable. It hits hard. It's groovy. It's heavy. On top of it, I feel like the band kind of elevates the sound of the track a little bit with these grand horns. Reminds me of something from like Behemoth's The Satanist, But by that same token, like songwriting-wise, it's not the most original or memorable Meshuggah song under the sun, and the vocals still are pretty one-dimensional. So I'm a bit on the fence with it, but given how generally enjoyable it was, and the addition of the horns, I'm kind of interested to see what the rest of Immutable is going to shape up like. We have a new one from Nigo and ASAP Rocky, Arya. This one is okay, kind of a somewhat lo-fi and textured beat, which is fine. It's not the most colorful instrumental, but ASAP Rocky has turned okay beats into gold on certain tracks, but not one of his strongest lyrical performances. And there's not a memorable hook at all on this one either. It's just kind of a dud in my opinion. We have a new one from the forthcoming Franz Ferdinand record, Hits to the Head. The band has given us, another song in their kind of tight, groovy, disco, indie rock fusion style. Curious is the title of the track. Nothing really all too new for Franz Ferdinand, but it's done relatively well for sure. We have a new one from LMA. DFMU. I love the tune. I love the vocals on it as well, but I just feel like the beat is so basic and doesn't really feel all that, distinct to her, and just kind of the beautiful, elegant tune that she's bringing this way. Again, like vocals and pianos, absolutely gorgeous, lovely, but everything else just feels kind of, just so dime a dozen. I was hoping for something just a little bit more specific to her, All right, and we have a new one from Charli XCX over here with Rina Sawayama in the mix as well, Beg For You. Everybody was like really excited for this track because it's another taste of Crash. And, I'm somebody who has been excited to hear Rina and Charli finally cross over, because I feel like, they're both such mega talents and there's so much like potential there, but I just don't feel like this is the strongest song. And honestly smacks of a lot of unoriginality, in my opinion, just on the songwriting side, and the production side. Like it's pretty much just a really straightforward, garagey house beat. And outside of that, there's not really a whole lot of, persona or flavor to it. Even that bathroom lights line on the first verse from Charli just feels like kind of beneath her at this point, writing wise. Yeah, it's just kind of okay. It's not awful. It's not blowing me away either. I just feel like this is a new era for Charli, and she's playing it a little safer. And as a result of that, the songs aren't quite as exciting thus far. But, I guess I'll see if any of them kind of grow on me when I hear the entire LP. We'll see. We'll see. All right, we have best tracks of the week, the ones that stuck with me or really left a positive impression on me, are as follows. They are this new one from Toro Y Moi. He dropped a couple of new tracks from this forthcoming LP of his, but this one, Postman, is very funny, very groovy, a little tongue-in-cheek, but mega catchy and, funny, hilarious, really. Great track from Chaz, in my opinion. We have a new one from The Smile. They sound a lot like Radiohead. I don't know why. The Smoke is the name of this track. Not quite, as punky and as driving as the last track. This one showcases a whole host of different genres and influences, but still comes together really well. I'm wondering how versatile this upcoming album is going to be. This is shaping up to be a pretty cool project for sure. We have a new one from Saba over here, Herbo on the song as well, Survivor's Guilt. I've never been super crazy about Saba. I mean, as many of you know, but I feel like his really gruff vocals and the gang chorus and the guest verse on the back end really turned this one into a solid cut. I thought this was a really solid cut. I enjoyed it all around. I really did. I just fucked with it. I did. I was surprised. We have a new one from Rick Ross over here. The deluxe version of his latest record is out now, and one of the tracks off of it is one with Anderson .Paak, which is incredible. Not For Nothing is the title, and it's just a great, soulful, groovy instrumental, solid Ross verses, and Anderson on the hook, and it sounds gorgeous, sounds great, sounds amazing. All right, we have a new one from Rex Orange County over here, Keep It Up. It's a beautiful string-kissed little pop tune that sounds like... It sounds like a 90s sitcom theme. I'm loving it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's one of his better songs, and completely blows many of the tracks off of his last record out of the water. Loving it. Yeah, it's a little, Paul Simon. It's a little Vampire Weekend, but yeah, it's great. I think it's great. We have Kilo Kish over here as well. Vince Staples in the mix on this one. Loving the kind of combination of pop and deconstructed electronic music. It's a little industrial as well. It's a lot of stuff, just like all over the place. It's absolutely insane what Kish is doing on this one. It's quite stark, quite rigid, quite harsh, but still very playful and still very fun. It's a new era for Kilo Kish, I guess. Pretty cool cut all around. Banger, real banger. We have Young Kayo on this one over here. Record on the way in February. This one featuring Yeat is titled Yeet. And, this to me kind of feels like the next hyper-aggressive psychedelic evolution past like what Playboi Carti was doing on, Die Lit and Whole Lotta Red and everything. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm liking the very abrasive synthesizers, and I'm liking the hype flows. The energy off of this track is incredible. Liking it quite a bit. This is great. We have Jameszoo over here. Bugatti is the name of the cut. It's a totally insane jazz track. Like the piano work is nuts. Is just absolutely nuts. Rhythms are intense. It's just totally beautiful and chaotic at the same time. Really messing with this one. And we have a new one from Disclosure and Zedd. Yeah, it's a little mainstream EDM in terms of like vibe and aesthetics, especially with like, the guest vocal and everything. But it's got some great grooves. Some good switch ups and, transitions as well. It's a good track. It's a really good track. Really good, inspirational, beautiful little electronic cut, just like in the vibe here. And we have Denzel Curry coming through with a multifaceted track with a lot of introspective bars. Not hyper aggressive, not super in your face or anything like that. It's just like a really straightforward. Instrumentally, it's a bit of a kind of classic vintage beat, and just a lot of solid bars from Denzel. I wonder if he's taking it in more of a pensive direction on this forthcoming record. I guess we'll see. But Walkin is a good first taste of this new album cycle from Denzel. Kudos. All right, and we have Benny the Butcher, new track with J. Cole, where they both do great. Benny and Cole drum up some good chemistry on this track, for sure. And I'm looking forward to whatever Benny has coming down the pipe this year. Of course, Johnny P's Caddy is the title of this one, and it's a good one. Check it out. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, you got some good recommendations out of this one. And everything I talked about linked down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Anthony Fantano, tracks forever.